All kids have trouble waiting for things that they want or even in line at the grocery store, and waiting is a huge skill. So once our learners have mastered some early instructions like come here or sit down, then we typically start working on the skill of responding to wait. Hi, I'm Shira, and together with my partner Shayna, we are How to ABA. We're behavior analysts that create weekly content about how to teach kids with autism so that they make real progress. And we create shareable resources to make your job just a little easier. Today's topic is all about how to teach children to wait. And if you want more videos like this, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated on new video releases. Now, when my children were young and I had 3 little kids and they started learning how to ride their bikes, they felt a huge sense of independence. And what would happen is I would be way behind them and they'd be riding their bike so fast that they would be, about 20, 30 feet in front of me. And I needed them to stop at the curb because they were too young to cross the street safely. And so something that we worked on was my kids listening to me saying, wait, from 20 feet behind them, and they would know to wait for me and stop at the curb before crossing. It's the same with a lot of the kids that we work with. Waiting is a huge safety skill and a huge skill just in life. You don't always get what you want right away, and being able to wait a little bit of time to get what you want is really important. And also being able to stay safe and not running and darting away from adults. Also being able to wait in line before an adult is able to take you somewhere and not running into something unsafe. So there's a lot of really important safety skills involved in responding to wait, and also in life skills and being able to wait a couple minutes for something that you really, really want. So we're going to talk about the program that we developed about teaching kids to respond to the verbal instruction of wait with the response of waiting quietly. So we want to start really small and start with an amount of time that the student can be successful with. We wouldn't want to start expecting a student to wait for 5 or 10 minutes when they're used to not waiting at all. So we'd start with having a preferred item that we know that the student wants, and we would support them in being able to wait. So we might say the word wait, also hold up our hand and count aloud with the student. 1, 2, 3. Starting with 3 seconds is a great amount of time and it's highly supported. We're there with them and helping them wait. If they could do that successfully, then we may fade the hand up and then eventually not count with them, but we're still at only 3 seconds. And once you faded the signal and you faded the counting and you're just saying wait, then you would start to increase slowly the amount of time that the student is expected to wait before accessing the preferred item. Here is an example of the program that we would use for a very early learner. And we're talking about a learner who has really only started mastering some basic one-step instructions. And this is what the program would look like. You would start with the teaching step of just highly supported wait with the hands up and with the counting, and do 10 trials. They can be in a row, they can be spread out over time, they can be done naturally, and you can even make it really, really fun. Sometimes we'll play, red light, green light, or, running down the halls and having a race and then knowing to stop and wait. So those are some really fun ways to do it. It doesn't have to be done just at the table, but you would do 10 trials of the first teaching step, graph that, and as soon as they're able to show mastery, which is 80% over 2 consecutive sessions, you increase the steps to the second step and so on. This is a waiting program that we might use for an older student. So not an early learner who's just learning receptive language, but someone who needs to learn to wait before accessing something that they really, really want. So it isn't as highly supported, but the first step would be them just sitting and waiting for something that they want. And here would be the time. So we'd start with 5 seconds. And as soon as they're successful for 2 intervals in a row over 2 days, then we increase the time. So we're going at the pace of the student. And if the student shows that 10 seconds is too long, we go back to 5 seconds. This is an example of the data sheet that would be filled in that is over time increasing it at the pace that the student is prepared to go. So if they're successful at 5 seconds, we'd increase it to 10. And we see that after 3 trials that were unsuccessful, we go back to 5, but then they were successful 2 days with 5 seconds, so we went back to 10, etc. So this would be something that we would do for an older student. For more information on how to teach kids to wait, click the link in and around this video or in the description to join the membership and get the data sheets shown in this video. We also encourage you to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future videos, and leave a like or comment below if you have further questions.